I almost got lost, guys. It's not funny. Hello, guys. Good morning and welcome back to my channel. It's a lady in the building, Anita. Okay, so guys, in today's video, I'm going to be discussing on the kind of accommodation we have in near East University. Okay, I'm going to be talking about the advantages of living in the dormitory and disadvantages of living in the dormitory as well. Okay, but before I head on straight into this video, I need to like I said, I was going to come here to share this with you guys, most especially for the new student that will coming into this country to study. I really need you guys to learn from my own experience. What happened to me 2 days ago. To me, it's like a testimony though, but it's also going to be like a form of advice to new students that will be coming down to this country to say that you guys can learn from my own experience and don't fall victim. So guys, 2 days ago, I wanted to head on to Lefkosia. Lefkosia is one of the big cities we have here in North Cyprus, okay? Yeah, I wanted to do something very important there. So I went to the bus stop. I was at the bus stop waiting for bus to come over so that I could enter and then head on to Lefkosia. Okay, guys. So a bus came by and I entered, okay? But before I entered the bus, because normally the way the way their public transport is in this country is that wherever you are going to, they normally write it at the front of the vehicle so that you will see it and know that this is the particular place you are going to, okay? So in front of the bus, I saw Lefkosia, okay? So in my mind, I felt this bus was going to Lefkosia. Then I entered, okay? So when I got into the vehicle, I even had to even tell the driver that I'm going to Lefkosia, not knowing that the driver doesn't even understand English, okay? I sat down thinking the driver heard what I said, and we're just going. We're just going. I didn't know that this driver was taking me outside my city. He was taking me to a place that I don't even know at all. I was just, but at a certain time, I was beginning to because I sat down close to the window. Then I was saying in my mind that this place doesn't look like a place that I know. Where is this driver going to? But because I saw Lefkosia in front of the bus now, so I felt okay, fine, this driver will still go to Lefkosia. I was kind of I wasn't that panicked, but I was kind of confused. You get what I mean? Okay, so then the driver started asking for money, okay? And normally from where I live to Lefkosia is 6.5 Turkish lira. Then I brought out 6.5 Turkish lira to give to the driver. The driver said, nope, that it's not 6.5 Turkish lira. I'm supposed to give him 15 Turkish lira. I remember I was like, when did they increase this money to 15 Turkish lira? Why is it now this expensive? Since when did currency increase to 15 Turkish lira? So I didn't understand what was going on, and plus the driver was speaking in Turkish language, so I couldn't and I was trying to explain to him in English, so he wasn't even getting me. He wasn't even understanding what I was saying. To him, it was as if I was speaking Latin. To me, it was as if he was speaking Latin. We were not understanding ourselves at all. And the worst part of it was that there were only foreigners in the bus. When I checked, I only saw foreigners in the bus, so I didn't know how else to communicate my language to the driver. So at this point, I felt like I was already lost. First part of it at that point was that I didn't have internet on my phone, so I could not even call my flatmates to at least explain to them what was going on at that moment, because at that moment I was confused. At that moment I didn't know what to do. I noticed that this driver was taking me to a place where I don't know at all. Secondly, was demanding for 15 Turkish lira, of which I knew that 15 Turkish lira is not the amount from where I stayed to Lefkosia. So I was now at that point, I was very, very confused. I didn't really understand what was going on at that point, okay? Then God being on my side, see if God knew that something like that would happen to me. You see this God? You see why I like talking about this, my God? Hey guys, so okay, I now had to open my purse and I said, it's okay, fine, let me bring out the money this driver is saying I should bring out, because I didn't know how to like explain myself to the driver, and driver was beginning to get furious. He was beginning to get angry based on the fact that he couldn't even understand my language. You understand? So somebody tapped me from behind, and I turned back and I looked. I saw a black lady, like an African lady, and she asked me what the problem was. And then I told her that okay, I hopped into this bus thinking that this bus was heading to Lefkosha. Okay, when I came to this bus, I told the driver that I was going to Lefkosha, but I didn't know the driver didn't understand what I said, okay? And I sat down, only for the driver to tell me to give him 15 Turkish lira. And I know that from where I lived to Lefkosha is 6.5 Turkish lira, so I'm a bit confused. Then she told me that the bus I entered was the wrong bus. Guys, I entered the wrong bus. I entered the bus heading to Guzelyot. Guzelyot is another city that is very, very far. Like this one is a city entirely like away from where I normally base. Like I've never been to Guzelyot. I don't know where Guzelyot is. As in, I was like, oh my god, like where am I going to? Where is this driver taking me to? Like I don't know what to do. Like I'm already lost. Like what do I do? Then the lady told me that don't worry, that she's going to speak to the driver on my behalf. Then, luckily for me, glory be to God, the lady like understood the driver's language, and then she spoke to the driver in their language that I'm not heading to Guzel, that I was heading to Lefkosha, okay? Then the driver then had to calm down, and then he didn't now charge me again. He didn't now charge me again. So he then said, okay, no problems, that he was going to stop me at a particular bus stop and then tell me the bus to end, as the bus can take me back to Lefkosha. So at that point, I was a bit calm. I was in my mind saying, God, thank you, as if he knew that something like that would happen to me. Okay, so the driver then was now looking for a very safe place to drop me, because that place where we were was there was nobody. I was not seeing a single soul. It was just like an empty land. So the driver had to like drive further to get to a particular junction where I could stop and where a bus could easily come to pick me so that I can head back to Lefkosha. Okay, so while I was seated in the bus, the lady from behind tapped me again the second time, and then I turned back, and then she had to give me the 15 Turkish lira. In my mind, I was like, I don't understand. She just said, don't worry, take it. I didn't know how to control my joy. I just thought that thank you so much. Like, in my mind, I was saying, God, did you send an angel to me? Like, did you just like send an angel to me? Not only that, she helped like talk to the driver and make the driver to like calm down and understood that I didn't know where I was going to. She even had to like give me tea fare that would take me back to Lefkosha. Like, in my mind, I was saying, God, is this how you work? So I was just imagining, for the fact that I didn't have internet on my phone, what if there was no black in that bus? What would I have done? Like, what would I have done? I didn't have internet, and in this particular place, okay, normally our subscription normally lasts for 1 month. Okay, I subscribed for November and it finished at the ending of November, so I have not yet subscribed for December. Okay, so I didn't know that I was going to encounter issues on the road, because for sure I knew where I was going, so I thought I would have problems on the road, not knowing that such a thing would happen to me that day. Had it been I had internet on my phone, I knew that it would have helped me, because when the driver was speaking in their language, highest thing I would have done was to just turn on Google Translator, and then he to just translate to English automatically, so that I can be able to understand what the driver was saying. So for every new student that will be coming to this country to study, just learn from my own experience. Make sure to have internet on your phone, because had it been that lady was not in the bus, what would I have done? Like, what would I have done? So please, one thing I had to learn was that make sure to have internet on your phone before you leave your apartment, because you don't know what you might encounter on the road. You might need internet. Internet will be the only that will say, so that you can call people. So that you can call people that you know that can help you out, because not having internet on your phone and you encounter one or two issues on the road, what will you do? And this country is not the kind of place where every particular street you go to, you see where they sell airtime or whatsoever. This country is not the kind of place where you can decide to borrow airtime on your phone. You can't borrow airtime on your phone. You can't do a quick dial on your phone. You can't see where they sell airtime in any particular street. You have to go to a particular location to get airtime. So I just need you guys to learn from my own mistake, okay? Always be prepared before you head out, because not of course in your apartment you have Wi-Fi, so you can use that one to connect and to communicate with people. But once you leave your apartment, there is nothing like Wi-Fi on your phone. So you need to like load airtime on your phone and subscribe to your internet, so that you can always reach out to people, or you can always ask Google for direction in case you are lost, or in case you need to like find out one or two things, okay? So just learn from my mistake. If you are a new student, just learn from my mistake, okay? Yeah, so heading straight on into the main purpose of this video, I'm going to be discussing on what the school dormitory is like in near East University, okay? I don't really stay in the school dormitory. I stay off campus, but I'm making this video because someone in the last video I made suggested that I should please make a video on what the school dormitory is like. So I'm going to be doing the video on that now. So on my list, we have like 4 different kinds of apartments in near East dormitory, okay? Of course, you all know what dormitory is. Dormitory is just like a hostel. Yeah, but in that hostel, we have 4 different kinds of apartments. We have the general kind of hostel where like more than 3 students can stay. It's just like a bunk layer. I don't know if you guys get what I mean. I'm going to like post the picture on a particular part, as in on a part on my screen, so that you guys can see it, okay? Then we have a studio apartment. A studio apartment is just like a luxury kind of apartment where it is just you to your room, just you to your kitchen, just you to your bathroom and to your toilet. It's just like a self-con, like, yeah, it's just like a self-con. But here in this country, we call it studio, okay? And then we have 2+1. 2+1 is just like 2-bedroom apartments where 2 students share 1 parlor, 1 toilet, 1 kitchen, and 1 bedroom. But each of those students have their own bedrooms to themselves, okay? Then we have 3+1 apartment. 3+1 is 3-bedroom flats, 1 parlor, 3 rooms, 1 toilet and bedroom. At times it's mostly 2 toilets and 1 bathroom, okay? Advantages of staying in the school dormitory. Number 1 advantage is that they have male and female dormitory. For those of you that maybe your parents wouldn't want you to stay in combination of boys and girls dormitory, they have a separate dorm for male and they have a separate dorm for female, okay? Then number 2 advantage is that it is very close to your classroom. It's just like a stone throw to your classroom. You don't need to use a bus to go to your classroom. You just come out of your dormitory and then you walk to your classroom, okay? Number 3 advantage is that they have a special kind of package where they offer students 3 square meals a day. Yeah, and at times they tend to put your local food in their menu, but all of these is your money, yo. All these things I'm mentioning is your money. All this square meal and all of those is your money. It's your money, okay? It's not for free, but just that once you've paid for your accommodation and all of those things, yeah, they'll give it to you for free, but it's included in your money. Number 4 advantage on my list is that they have cleaners that normally clean the hostel. They have cleaners that normally clean the environment for you. Yeah, you don't need to stress yourself to do cleanup. They have cleaners that does that for you, okay? The 5th on my list is that they have internet connections, they have televisions, they have washing machine, they have ACs, heater in every room, yeah. Then moving on to the disadvantages of staying in the school dormitory, I just have like 2 disadvantages on my list. The first is dormitory is very, very expensive. Yeah, it's expensive because in the dormitory they tend to give you that preferential treatment. They tend to treat you like an egg. They tend to treat you like a king or a queen. You know what I mean? Like I mentioned in the advantages that they employ cleaners that does the cleaning for you. The only thing you have to do is, I think, is just to cook your food, to wash your clothes. But every other thing, I think, cleaning of the room and of the toilet and bathroom, they have people that does that for you. Then also the TV that they have in their room, the internet connections, plus the free food they normally give to students. I believe all of those things are included in the fees that you need to pay. So that is why I said staying in the dormitory is very much expensive, and also based on the fact that they have this luxury kind of apartment for students that would like to stay alone. They don't want to like share with anybody. That one is so much more expensive compared to like the general dorm where more than three students can stay in. Okay, then the second disadvantage is that every summer, that is once every year during summer, they tend to send students away from the dormitory because they normally renovate the dormitory during that period. Okay, yeah. So because of this now, students don't like staying in the dormitory based on the fact that once in every year, the students will be sent away from the dormitory. And these students will become stranded. They will now either have to look for another accommodation to like stay for like 3 months before they go back to the dormitory after they must have renovated the dormitory. Or they tend to look for friends they can squat with before they go back to the dormitory. So most students prefer off-campus accommodation. Yeah, based on the fact that you still have school buses that take you to school. So if it's because of distance, I feel distance is not a good reason or a good enough reason why students will prefer to stay in the dormitory. And also dormitory is much more expensive, so most students prefer staying off campus because dormitory, the only preferential treatment I feel about staying in the dormitory is that maybe based on the fact they have people that clean their apartment for them. I think because every off-campus accommodation have their own television, they have their own internet connection, they have their own washing machine, they have their own oven, they have their own microwave, they have their own fridge, they have their own gas cooker, they have their own electric burner. Like every apartment on this island has every equipment it needs to have. The only thing is that you just use your money to sort your bills. Okay, so my honest advice to new students coming to this country to study: get yourself an affordable off-campus accommodation rather than you paying so much for the school dormitory and then during summer they will still send you guys away just because they want to renovate the dormitory. You spend extra money to pay for accommodation for 3 months, or you look for a friend where you can squat with, thereby inconveniencing that friend of yours. So rather than the school tossing you here and there, just get yourself an affordable off-campus accommodation. You can even decide to get yourself a studio apartment, that is a self-con apartment where only you can stay, so that if in case you want your privacy, you can decide to get yourself an affordable studio apartment. Okay, at least that one you know that nobody's tossing you here and there. You know that this is your apartment, you paid for it, and nobody's telling you to leave the accommodation or whatsoever. Okay, but still, if you still decide to want to stay in the school dormitory, like I mentioned in the advantages, they have quite good numbers of reasons, good advantages why you need to stay in the school dormitory. Okay, school dormitory is still good and it's very, very okay. Maybe for students whom their parents wouldn't want them to stay in a place where is a mixture of boys and girls accommodation. School dormitory have a place for both, for just female, and they have a place for just male accommodation. Okay, school dormitory is still okay, but what I said that is the major disadvantage is: one, it's very expensive, and then two, based on the fact that they send students during summer period. to renovate the dormitory. But aside that, school dormitory is okay. Yeah, everything you need in an apartment is available in the school dormitory, okay? Plus security is strong in the school dormitory, okay? So with these few informations of mine, I believe you must have understood one or two things you need to know about the school dormitory. With this, you can be able to decide if to stay in the school dormitory or to stay off campus, okay? So guys, I've come to the end of my video. I hope you guys liked and enjoyed my video. I hope my video was quite informative. I hope you got to understand one or two things concerning the school dormitory and what it's like. So just do well to like, to share, to subscribe, and also in case there's any other thing you needed me to say of which I did not say, you can ask me down the comment section below. I can respond to you via the comment section below, or I can decide to make a video on whatever questions you ask me, okay? So till I see you guys in my next video, take care of yourself. Bye.